Welcome back to Cinema Drinking Buddies. My name is Gio. This is Matt. And today we are doing an instant review on the movie Tenet.
That's right. We literally just got back from the theater seeing Tenet.
Yep.
So
What'd you think of it?
That movie blew my mind, honestly. And I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. No spoilers, at least for now. We will talk spoilers, but we'll let you know when. But for now, I'm going to try and stay away from spoilers. But Christopher Nolan is known for having complicated movies like Interstellar and Inception. Mm-hmm. And let's just say this movie was no exception to that. It is extremely complicated.
Yeah. Reviewing the trailers is basically kind of the entire movie, but not the entire movie. I don't know how to explain that. Still missing stuff. So if you go see the movie, you're still missing a lot if you go see it. But just the way the movie makes it out to be, like, there were some points in the movie where I'm just like, okay, I'm starting to get this movie, but then all of a sudden it changes. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't get this part no more.
This is one of those movies that I'll definitely have to watch again to just kind of wrap my head around everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. And it's not even the whole time thing. This movie has a lot to do with time. You can tell from the trailer, but not even the whole time thing, but just like even like the plot itself and what it is they're doing and why they're doing it. Yeah. Like a lot of that was kind of lost on me. And I think it might have to do with something you had brought up, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but what you had brought up before we even saw the movie about the sound.
Yeah. At some point it's not overbearing. It just overtakes scenes that you wish you can hear more. Yeah,
like you want to hear more of the dialogue, but you're hearing the music and other like sounds instead.
Yeah, like the score is just, and it's always there. Like for some reason they just never quiet down. It comes in at such the weirdest times.
I feel like if I could watch this movie with the subtitles, I would understand so much more.
Yeah. But I think the subtitles would have been said like sound instead of the actual dialogue. Or like whispering and sound.
The subtitles just say like, yeah, even we don't know what they're saying. But yeah,
like question marks.
Yeah. I mean, for me, a lot, that was what kind of like made me sort of be kind of on the fence about this movie, is just not really being able to understand what they were saying all the time.
Yeah.
Even if it does have a complicated plot or a complicated, theme, like most Christopher Nolan movies have. Like I had to see Inception a couple times before I like really understood what was going on.
Yeah, but even Inception, at least and we'll go more into this later on, but it has like a step by step, like you know what's going on. Like, okay, this is what they're doing, this is how they're doing that, and these are the different stages of what they're going
and it's
through.
Explained very well throughout the movie.
But here it jumps so much, and it's like you're there and you're like, okay, well, this is what they're doing. Okay, no, wait, never mind. This is what's going on.
I think from this point on, we are going to be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie and you want to see it, or maybe you just don't like spoilers, whatever, now would be a good time to turn off the movie video. The main character, whose name I don't even know.
Oh. Have they mentioned it? They probably mentioned the name. Just we didn't
I'm
hear
sure
it.
They mentioned his name at some point. He's Denzel Washington's son, the actor. But the main character is basically shown time inversion, like how there are objects that are moving the opposite way through time than him and like everything else in the world. And the movie kind of just wraps around that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to talk spoilers just because I didn't completely understand the plot that much.
So basically, it's all inversion. So it's time in reverse. And that's basically what you see in the trailers. It just goes beyond to where they have to stop this, I guess, bomb that was done in the future. That's what I was getting, like that plutonium bomb. Yeah. And somehow that they made it in the future, but it got somehow... The parts weren't made for it. It's only in the future. So later on, as it goes, then that's when it's being built together.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of understood it.
And there's the guy, the main villain in the movie, Sato. or Saito. I kept
Russian guy.
thinking it was the same name as the Asian guy from Inception.
Oh.
But it's like Saito or something like that. He was somehow tied to this bomb. Like if the bomb goes off and then he dies, like somehow all life ends.
Yeah, somehow he was connected. And I think like during the movie, there was that one part where he figured out this time thing from the box that they found when he was like 17 or teenager.
Yeah.
And then that's like his key to figure out this time, and he was advanced in it already during the time of the movie. It just jumps so much from one point to another, and it goes through where you're like, okay, this is happening. Why is that car driving in reverse? But later on, it says, okay, well, it was actually one of the guys driving. But
it made for really neat visuals.
Yeah,
like the visual effects in this movie are like, they are top notch.
Especially like during that last scene, that battleground scene where explosions are coming in and buildings are being rebuilt but then falling apart again, and
explosions going in reverse, and that guy who got sucked into the wall.
I always thought like what happens if someone actually gets stuck, but it showed it.
This movie did a really good job with that. I liked the score. I just don't like the fact that they used it so much.
So like that battleground scene where no one was talking, all you hear is explosion and everything, that'll be a good spot just to do the score and listen to that score. It's just that they put the score when it was a quiet dialogue, and it just didn't make sense why they had to do why. And I think that's like my only gripe. And I was telling Matt beforehand that I read some reviews, and most of it was because of how quiet the dialogue was, that you can't hear the dialogue. And in the beginning of the movie, I was like thinking, okay, we can still hear him. The music is a little loud, but you can still hear him, so it's probably overblown. And as the movie went on, that dialogue got quieter for some reason.
Yeah, and it wasn't even just the fact that it was quiet, because for a lot of the movie, they, like us, were wearing masks.
Yeah.
And so when they would talk with the gas masks on, the masks muffled their voice.
Yeah.
So you already have this score going on. They're not talking that loud. And then a lot of it is just muffled. And so, like, I feel like I was saying before, if I just knew what they were saying, I felt like I would have been able to follow this movie so much better, which is why I really can't wait to watch it with subtitles. Because, like, if I know what's going on and I understand the plot, I feel like this is a movie that I would really, like, get into. Because that whole concept, kind of like the dreams with Inception and even Interstellar. Did you see Interstellar?
No.
Okay, well, not trying to spoil it for you, but it has a lot to do with like the time-space continuum. The concept of that movie was one that I really enjoyed.
In Inception, I'm sure as in Interstellar too, that there's dialogue that helps you understand. If we didn't have that dialogue, then the movie probably a lot more confusing. So,
well, what I'm saying is that dialogue was probably there. We just couldn't hear it.
And they talk quite a bit in this movie. So, I mean, each time they talk, it's either they're whispering to each other. For some reason, they're whispering. Even points where I don't understand why they're whispering, but they're whispering. But we'll have to do what was it? What's it called? Not a recap. Is it
like a discussion video? Yeah. Where we, like, one of our Friday videos, basically.
Or revisit or something. Yeah. The choreograph, I feel like the choreograph was, just in production wise, was rushed, and so it didn't look. It looked strange during some of the fight scenes, and that's mainly because a lot of it was in reversed, and so it just made it look a lot stranger.
Well, because that one scene in the hallway, the person he was fighting, which we later learned was himself inversed, like, because they were technically moving backwards, so I feel like it was supposed to look weird because this guy is moving
basically like you'll see him pull punches, but the pull punches is basically him going in backwards. And so he did very well in the fight scene, especially that first scene with him. I thought that was really good. And which never went back to it, that first scene. I thought we'll see, like, basically, I know Robert Pattinson was the guy with the backpack that saved his life, but that's as far as I know.
I think that first scene was more to introduce him and kind of introduce the concept of the inversion, just because we did see that one bullet that came backwards during that scene. So I think it was just more to introduce him and the whole concept. So I don't really think the scene itself, what was going on there, the people involved were really like related to the main plot.
Well, there's like a female character.
I don't remember anyone's name. Was it Kate or Catherine or
something like that? She had like the same supporting role as Robert Pattinson. But in this movie, she makes some odd decisions that I'm like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow us on Twitter also at Buddy Cinema. We're tweeting out what movies we're going to be watching each week. Every Friday we do a review and discussion on just a random movie that we pick. Yeah. So if you have an idea for a movie you want us to watch, leave a comment and we'll see if we can fit that into our schedule. Yep. Anyway, we will see you next time. Bye.